Alabama was fine, but the flight home was an missed my connection. In Charlotte's 5, 4 of us standing at the door. We got stopped on the street. She's that phone right there. Phone call before it was on that plane.
No, I
Your
don't know
plane
who
was
he
late.
was, and I don't know if he
We're now late
recognized
for
us.
that.
Was who?
I don't know who he
problem.
was, and I don't know how, do you know him? He seemed
Because
a
I've
little
been in
familiar,
situations
but
where
he
they
wanted to
don't
go to the
stand by.
veterans
They may
office, and then
He didn't say
he stopped
anything.
and talked to us for a while about
One
his
dear
mother-in-law
lady,
who's in
because the
Florida.
next flight was
So,
today
it was
at
an
7
odd duck.
a.m. Getting me here at 9:30 tonight.
Something about Montour County having some VA.
So I literally flew into
down there,
Dallas.
something going on, and he didn't
Rented a
explain
car.
it all, and he said,
Drove
don't
to
you do
Harris.
that.
Dropped the car off at my car.
On tour.
Got home.
Almost like,
Order.
almost
That's
like
not-
recovery.
Oh, great.
Slept 2 hours, got up, got work for Tioga.
So if you nod off, I'll stand by.
Yep.
Like North Dakota does.
Jamie says, you know,
I wanted to know if we were doing like a, for wills for elderly people, POAs. or
Morning, who do we have?
You missed it.
Rick Kevin.
Hi, Chris.
Morning, Scott. How
Morning.
are you,
Good.
You sound bright-eyed and bushy-tailed there, buddy.
Yeah.
Different time zone where you're at.
Definitely different time zone, but I still haven't acclimated yet, so.
It's only 0 cents.
Okay, good morning. It's 10 a.m. We ask you to please rise if you're looking to prayer and pledge allegiance before we begin our Commissioner Public meeting. Dear gracious and loving God, we give you thanks for this spring morning and the holiest week of the year as we celebrate Passover and Easter. We remember the unmeasurable and sacrifice of your Son and his resurrection to give us hope. Restore us with your grace and love. We know that you're the author of life and provide us the opportunities for freedom. Through the generations, many have fought for those freedoms. One of those groups of heroes are our Vietnam veterans. Tomorrow we'll recognize the National Vietnam War Veterans Day. On that date, 51 years ago, combat support units withdrew from South Vietnam. Slightly more than 2 million Americans served in uniform in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, and they traveled across the world to fight oppression in the name of freedom. We publicly thank and support and honor those veterans for their service. Remember those that didn't make it home, that paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Father, bless these veterans and all our veterans. Provide them the resources they need and their families. As Ronald Reagan stated, we can offer no better tribute to a veteran than to protect what they have won for us. May we remember and live those words daily. And Lord, on this morning, we think of those who have been affected by the bridge accident in Baltimore. We pray for those families that have lost a loved one. Comfort them in their sorrow. We pray for those that have been affected in many other ways. That we ask you to meet their needs. And we ask you for your guidance over our meeting this morning. And may our discussions and decisions be in accordance with your will. These things we humbly ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning. This time we'll convene the Commissioners' public meeting and ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any public comment on agenda items only at this time? Yes, sir.
I just had a couple of questions about the agreements, 5.5 through 5.7.
Yes.
I just was asking what the funds, the budget monies are going to be used for.
5.5 through 5.7.
They're big money budgets, I'm just curious.
So what's the question?
What the money is going to be used for. I see there's 3 different agreements. 631,000 is a lot of money. I'm just curious, for example.
That is a complete elevator remodel for the 3 elevators in 3rd Street Plaza.
Okay.
So a rebuild of the entire system.
Okay. And the Monotronics.
Kenny, Monotronics.
Yeah, the Monotronics, that's a service agreement for the 3rd floor renovations on the control systems for that floor.
Okay.
Mhm.
Air management, is that going to be similar then? 5.7.
That has to do with also the TSP building, correct, Ken?
What was that one?
5.7.
Air management.
Air management, that's just a date change, an amendment. It was for the air handler unit in the basement. The date has run out, their contract date ran out. So we're just amending the date till later in the year because some of their equipment's come in late and it's exceeded that date, that's all that is.
Okay, thank you. Does that answer your question, sir? Okay, great, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, moving on, we have a proclamation. We've asked the Director of Administration to read that today, as he is a retired veteran.
Proclamation in recognition of the Vietnam War Veterans Day. Whereas the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Act was signed into law in 2017, designating March 29th as the National Vietnam War Veterans Day. And whereas Lycoming County suffered the loss of 43 soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen killed or missing in action in Southeast Asia. And whereas in acknowledgement of the unspeakable hardships they suffered, endangering their lives for the values of freedom and democracy for all. And whereas today we remember the men and women of Lycoming County and their families who served our nation with honor, courage, valor, and distinction from November 1955 to April 1975. And whereas today we thank them for their service and sacrifice, and we are forever grateful for the valuable contributions they continue to make today, and therefore be it resolved, the Lycoming County Commissioners, on behalf of the grateful citizens of our county, urge all citizens to join with us in recognizing March 29th, 2024 as a tribute to the veterans of the Vietnam era and the Vietnam era, the sacrifices they made and continue to make on our behalf. Signed the Lycoming County Commissioners, Scott L. Metzger, Chairman, Mark C. Sortman, Vice Chairman, Mark Messina, Secretary.
Thank you. And we're very honored that the head of our Veterans Administration in our county is a Vietnam veteran. Mike Munn, if you'd like to come up and have a few words. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners, and Matt, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to recognize a very special segment of our residents, our Vietnam veterans. As you said in the proclamation, tomorrow, March 29th, has been designated as National Vietnam Veterans Day. According to available statistics, there are approximately 3,068 Vietnam veterans living in Lycoming County, and they represent approximately 30% of the living veterans in the county. 43 soldiers, sailors, and airmen from the county never made it back alive from Southeast Asia. Most of those who did not come back from the war went on to most of those who did come back from the war went on to successfully reestablish their lives, returning to their families and the jobs that they left. Many went to school on the GI Bill. They married, had children, and provided for their families. They reintegrated into society and became successful business people, teachers, and professionals. But many did not successfully reintegrate. Many, due to their wartime experience, fell into the abyss of drug and alcohol abuse, post-traumatic stress disorder, crime, and homelessness. While we may think of most Vietnam veterans as successful, it is important to also remember those who were not so successful but nonetheless fought in a brutal war and returned home to a less than grateful country. Tomorrow is a day to recognize all who participated. They deserve our thanks, but not only tomorrow, but every day. I want to take this opportunity to personally thank my fellow Vietnam veterans for their service. It was the ultimate honor to serve alongside you in Vietnam. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Commissioners, like to make any comments? Mike, we have a proclamation we'd like to present. To
Okay.
you, and get a picture with you. Thank you.
Grateful to accept it. I also have my office staff here, of course, a couple of them. Mallory's off today, but we have Jeff Hamilton and Keely Hitchens from the staff, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner.
Why don't you have them come up?
Yeah, have your staff.
Yeah,
up,
I
too.
want them up here.
Yeah. Keely, go.
They turn the wheels in the office, honestly.
You deserve to be up here.
Get over here, Keely. Get over here, Keely. Thanks, man.
Okay, moving on to reports.
Galen, accounts payable cash requirements.
Good morning, Commissioners. Presented for your ratification are invoices due through April 3rd, 2024, to be paid on March 27th, 2024, for a total of $2,138,381.65. The breakdown is as follows, with 47.90% being funded by the general fund at $1,024,226.66. 29.75% is being funded by other grants and pass-through funding at $636,149.32. 19.73% is being funded by RMS at $421,976.74. And 2.62% is being funded by escrow at $56,028.93.
Okay, is there any comments or questions? Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hereby carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. This time we'll recess Commissioners' Public Meeting for the Salary Board, and we'll convene the Salary Board this time. Morning, Krista.
Morning.
Okay, salary board, seeking your approval of the salary board minutes of the previous meeting, March 1st, 2024.
Motion.
I will make a motion.
No, I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Okay.
Salary Board seeking your approval of the following salary board actions as outlined in Attachment A. In the pre-release center, add a position, work crew foreman, full-time, pay grade 8, to be funded by budget transfer from resource management services. And then C, staffing initiatives at the prison that were approved at the 12/29/2022 salary board meeting. And this is the overtime bonus referral program, retention and recruiting bonus.
Okay, got a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments? No? Okay, all fair side?
Aye.
Aye. Hereby carried. Okay. At this time, we will adjourn the salary board and reconvene the Commissioners' Public Meeting. Thank you, Kristen.
You're welcome.
Moving on to personnel actions. Commissioners seeking your approval of the following personnel actions. Correct. Michael, you're up.
Good morning to come talk. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Mike.
Morning.
Request approval for the following personnel actions as conditional offers of employment, subject to the successful completion of a background check and all other employment conditions. Department of Public Safety, Jessica Ivan Kina, telecommunicator 2, full-time replacement, 21.26 per hour, 80 hours per pay period. Anticipated start date of a retro, March 3rd, 2024. Public Defender, Cody Engelhardt, Clerk 3, full-time replacement of 15.88 per hour, 75 hours per pay period. Anticipated start date of April 8th, 2024. Sheriff's Office, Christine Shimp, Clerk 3, part-time, 16.17, not to exceed 1,000 hours annually. Anticipated transfer date of April 1, 2024. The Prothonotary Office, Bree Odell, Civil Processing Clerk, full-time replacement, 15.75 per hour, 75 hours per pay period. Anticipated start date of April 8, 2024. And the last one here is the prison, Alicia Tice, Correctional Officer 1, full-time replacement of $20 per hour, 80 hours per pay period, with an anticipated start date of April 7th, 2024.
Okay, a motion to accept personnel actions.
I will make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Oh,
Aye.
I got some questions.
I'm sorry, yes.
Sorry.
Questions, comments?
So, Michael, for the Prothonotary Office, Bree Odell, is that the temporary workforce person?
Yes, that is correct, Commissioner.
And what were we able to lower any of the fee from the,
For the fee for manpower for that position lowered to, it's under $2,000 right now.
but there still is a fee?
There is still a fee. I believe it's 18,000 or 1,800 and some change.
So if we could do the vote separate, I would appreciate that.
Okay. All right, so regarding, yes,
This goes back to our discussion that this should be not a vote.
Oh, not a vote? Okay.
yes, because of being a
This should be an information item.
Informational, okay.
elected.
Only on
Then thank
the
you
elected
for the
official.
Only on the elected official.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for the information.
So can I have a?
No, wait, you still have to vote on 2.
So can I have a?
DPS, Public Defender,
Yeah.
and prison.
Actually, so we're gonna vote on the first two and
The last one.
The last one.
Yes.
Okay.
In the sheriff's position and the pathonetary position will be a informational item.
Yes. And then-
Moving forward, we'll get it.
Yeah. In the future, we'll make sure it's corrected on the agendas.
I will put it in writing to my, we had a conversation, I didn't think to put it in writing.
Okay. Mr. Kenyon, do we have to do it separately as that?
No, I'm okay with how you're doing it.
Okay. So can I have a motion to accept personal actions for the Department of Public Safety position, the Public Defender's position, and the prison position, as listed on the personal actions?
I will make that motion.
And I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
And under the sheriff's position and the pathonetary's position, since they're elected officials, they are listed as informational items. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Mike, would you pull up a second? I believe you have a new staff member to introduce.
I do, yeah, with excitement. I'd like to introduce our newest staff member for our Human Resources Business Partner position, Gina Champion.
Please come on up, Gina.
She has about 5 minutes of stuff she'd like to present.
I'm so glad I wasn't because I didn't know feel free.
Could you please come up to the podium and, since we're live streamed, and just introduce yourself? And
Hi, I'm Gina Champion. I'm the new HR business partner. This is my 4th day, so hopefully I'll get out to meet everybody in the community.
Okay, thank you, and welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to action items 5.1. Commissioners seeking your approval on the letter of intent with Chance Aluminum Corp. For the proposed land purchase at Timber Run Industrial Park.
Okay, we have Jason Fink from the Chamber in our audience. Jason, would you like to come up, please? I think you have the next 2 items that you can address also.
First of all, Jason Fink, President and CEO of the Williamsport Lycoming Chamber of Commerce. As we spoke at the last meeting, we are working with Chance Aluminum. They have an interest in expanding here in Lycoming County. There's a possibility for this expansion to take place at the Timber Run property. This letter of intent allows for them to do their due diligence on the property to see if it will meet exactly what they need to do with their expansion, possibly their potential expansion.
And we'll also move ahead with an appraisal on the land.
Correct.
For the fee. Okay. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. And then 5.2, Director?
All right, Commissioners seeking your approval on the blight remediation program for multi-field regional baseball/softball complex in the amount of $1 million to be funded through ARPA monies.
Jason?
Yep. Very, very pleased actually to be here to speak to you about this. This is a project that we had been working on since 2018, 2019. We're looking, just so people are aware of, that might not know, the Chamber has acquired the former Susquehanna Supply property and the adjacent Danaker family property. There's roughly 28 acres there. We closed on that property at the end of 2019. We all know what happened in March of 2020. And unfortunately, that waylaid a lot of our work. And when we went to get started again, when we rebid the project, we came to find out that it was a lot more expensive to build that project. And what we're looking at doing is noted, we are looking at developing this into a 7-field youth baseball and softball complex, with one of the fields being built to collegiate baseball size for Pennsylvania College Technology to play their games there. In addition, they have shared with us they are intending to have their women's softball program also play there. 6 of the fields will have 220-foot fenced fields, with the collegiate field being a 400-foot fenced field. So we have been in discussion with our general contractor on this. We're in the process right now of getting everything updated, but the targeted time frame right now is we're looking to break ground here sometime in the June time frame of this year.
Okay. And from your studies, this is estimated to bring 300,000 to 400,000 people to the community?
Yes, when we did our feasibility, we before making this type of investment, we did a lot of study on this, understanding that the fact that there is a big travel ball market out there. We thought that there might be a good possibility, given the fact that we are the home to Little League Baseball with an interest in seeing teams come here to play. We, however, though, wanted to make sure that our hunch was right. We brought in a firm to be able to take and do a feasibility study for us. Their estimate was somewhere in the neighborhood of 390,000 estimated users of the complex annually after a 3-year period. And I will note, one of the things that, and I know the county has invested in it, we've made an investment in it as well. We're hoping to be able to also have Elm Park involved with some of the tournament play. If you look at the proximity of Elm Park to where this property is, you're talking about a quarter of a mile to no more than a half a mile. And the new bike path that is the extension with the Riverwalk there will actually also serve as a way to be able for people to park and then go to that as well. So we think there's a lot of synergies there.
So one of our questions is what the city was willing to commit to this project since it was in the city.
Yes.
And I believe about 3 weeks ago, they voted to commit $1 million towards the project also.
Correct. That is correct. And just so everybody is aware, we are also, from an organization side of it, we've committed $1 million annually to address debt service because we will be taking out financing to be able to do the project as well. It's roughly a $22 million project for us. But we anticipate with all the investment that's taking place there, it will hopefully spur some additional development. One of the nice things that the city has done, and actually the county and the school district has implemented LRTA, and being able to have LRTA in place, especially with some of the opportunities with the vacant lands in and around 3rd and Rose Street. There's property there that folks could be able to acquire to develop. With that type of traffic, we think that will spur some development there on some properties that have been talked about for a number of years but have yet to be developed. So we're excited to be able to see this with Maynard Street development already underway. We think this will enhance a lot of that. We are aware of the fact that that developer did use our study to be able to show that to some of the clients they were working with. So.
And in the Brownsfield,
This is another aspect of it that we're real pleased, and I'm glad Jenny's here right now because she's been, I have to give her credit because she has been a bulldog with this program and being able to work with us because the county has had this brownfield program for a number of years, and we've tried to find projects to be able to fit. This is definitely a project that has fit that, and we're excited to be able to be the first to use this program. This is a great program, and I hope that folks that have brownfield properties here in the county can see what we're doing with it, because this is a good opportunity to be able to redevelop a property. This was, for those who might not know, prior to Susquehanna Supply being there, this is the old dump from back in the early 70s when it closed. It's been fully capped. We've been working with the DEP, very pleased to be able to hear that we've got a clean property that we're developing based off of all the testing that we've worked with DEP on, making sure that it is something that we're able to develop. And we're excited because it's definitely something that really doesn't have a lot of other uses. It'll be a great showcase to be able to show a brownfield being converted into a play field. And we think this is a great opportunity for us to be able to use that to bring in other activities like this.
and Jenny, thank you for all your work on this. And our understanding is the brownfield money, if they're not utilized, then they go away.
Yep, it's federal money, so it's a bit more difficult to use, but we're confident that the site's a good fit.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. And these monies will be coming out of the ARPA monies, which we have designated for the recreational side of it. And so we'll be using those monies for the projects. Okay, can I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Do we have any other questions or comments from Mr. Fink?
The only comment I want to make is, as far as the baseball, or the Little League / softball, there's one big field, but softball dimensions and Little League dimensions are the same. So all the bases are all 60 feet. So you could have a Little League tournament, you could have then, the next week you could have a softball tournament with high school kids because the dimensions are the same. Pitcher's mound is different, but they can adjust that. But because the field layout is the same and 220 feet for the fence is the same. So they are, I say multi-purpose, it's still the same, it's baseball, softball, but boys and girls, basically you can use the same field. It's just like soccer, it's just like basketball. The boys, the older boys use the bigger field, and that's why they have that, but it will be it's not gender exclusive, it's gender universal because of the dimensions. So that's an important aspect.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, we expect equally, if not more, use out of the girls softball
Yeah.
market. That is significant travel play with that. The other thing just to note, this is all sports turf, so this will be something that can be playable this time of year. And the other aspect of it is we know, having played or coached Little League for a number of years, as somebody who had to go out there and put down, field dry and everything else, with this you don't have to worry about it. So from that end of it, on the college side of it, they're going to be able to get out there and play a lot earlier from that side of it. The other thing is the 400-foot fenced field actually can be used as a 7 smaller field because they will be able to bring in a portable fence to be able to make that into a 7 playing field. So,
Cooperstown Baseball Hall of Fame has fields up in their area for the youth, and they're constantly being used. Travel ball is enormous across the country. There's teams that travel all the way across the country, it's something that's been going on for 20 years. It continues to grow each year, and we're excited about that market and having them come to the home of Little League Baseball and doing tournaments here also.
Yep.
And to have that many visitors come to Lycoming County, we hope that it'll grow the county, and not only with visitors, but maybe some of them will relocate here. Many might retire and settle here, but it'll be a beautiful way to showcase our county.
Yeah, to your point there, we actually look at this as not only cleaning up, but we'll say it's a highly visible portion of our community, but it will also give us the ability to showcase. We've got a great college, actually 2 great colleges here in the city, along with all these other amenities, the historic district, all the other arts opportunities. And we're going to use that as a marketing tool to be able to say, hey, you like coming here, we've got jobs. I mean, that's the other key thing, is to be able to say, we've got jobs here, and they're good quality jobs. Why not consider moving here? So,
It's right along the highway where you see the big rock piles currently, and to have state-of-the-art complex there for our youth, and it'll be a much improved area.
Thank you. I'm just excited to be part of it. I think that it's long overdue in our county. We've been the home of Little League Baseball forever, and we haven't enhanced the rest of the programs of baseball around us. And as Commissioner Metzger and Messina said, travel ball is definitely a good market, and I'm proud that we can now be a part of it. Thank you.
And even, you'd mentioned Elm Park, but even further, right there is the actual birthplace with the original field.
exactly.
So that's like the touristy attraction that's right there on the same street.
And right across the way at Bowman Field.
Which is the second oldest minor league ballpark in the nation.
Yep.
It's a showcase that we have in this.
Where is is it in Johnstown?
I'm not sure where it's at. We have the
I
second-
know we're second. I don't know.
1926.
Yeah. I don't know where first is.
I don't pay attention to that because I'm only concerned about our area. I'm paid to sell our community.
I've known for years we're the second oldest, and I don't know
Yep.
who the oldest.
Beautiful ballpark. A lot of history there.
Yep.
All in favor, side?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
5.3, Commissioners seeking your approval on the agreement with Hickman Consulting Services LLC. This is a 2024 budgeted item. Hickman is the subject matter expert for the ongoing litigation with Laurel Hill Williamson Trail and our interest in that land that's contested.
Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, side?
Aye.
Aye.
5.4, Commissioner seeking your approval on a memorandum of understanding with the Lycoming County Detective Bargaining Unit. This MOU memorializes a correction to the pay rates that were in the approved CBA originally, and they were in error in the original.
Motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments?
No.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
5.5 through 5.8, Kenny.
Oh, aye, I'm sorry. I was taking notes.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning, Ken.
First thing before you here is an agreement with Port Elevator to completely retrofit all 3 of the elevators in 3rd Street Plaza.
Okay, it's important we get those up and going. As
Yes,
there's going to be a lot more traffic in that building.
Yes, there is, and the parts are getting harder and harder to get for them because they're so outdated. So if we have failures, they could be down for a while to get fixed.
And the renovations on the 3rd floor and 4th floor, can you give us an update for the public?
Yeah, they're going really well. The 4th floor, today they're actually doing painting. That should make it 100% on the 4th floor. They're starting to put ceilings in, lighting in. I believe a lot of the door frames are in. They're getting, right after that, they'll be doing the carpeting. So it is on schedule, doing really well, turning out well.
And that's for joint board.
Yes, absolutely. Our 3rd floor, which the county is going to occupy with their offices, I would say 95% done with carpet. Ceilings are going in, lighting's probably 80%. Almost all the door frames are in except the one that has not come in yet. Doing finishing touches, window sills will be going in, I think, next week or the week after. We don't see any reason why we should not have a finished date of the end of April. So we're getting to start moving furniture in and getting our teams over there.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Okay, I have a motion on the elevator.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next one before you is with Monotronics International, and it is a service agreement for all the equipment that will be installed on the 3rd floor for the building access systems that we're incorporating throughout the county.
Motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
And the next one is an agreement with Air Management, and it is a date change only. The project is probably, they have some control work to do, probably 90% complete at this point, but we want to make sure that we have an active contract with them while they're under work.
Okay, motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
And the last one is a change order with J&M Construction for a 3rd floor. And this will cover the purchasing financial merger that we did. We'll remove a door, move a door, and close in a window.
Okay, motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank
thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Ken.
Kenny,
Good morning, Commissioners.
good morning.
Told you I'd be back about the Riverwalk, and here I am. Yes, we are seeking your approval for the Riverwalk Extension Project as a whole, and essentially all related documents to this. As part of the Riverwalk Extension, there are multiple agreements with multiple community partners, including PennDOT, Penn College, the Joint Rail Authority with CEDACOG. So we just want to go through a procedural step and have the entire project approved as a whole, so we could quickly execute agreements. Obviously, will be reviewed by the solicitor, but as they come in. If there's any budget or grant related items, they would come back before you for approval. But we want to make sure we keep the project moving as we apply for grants and continue to get agreements in place.
Okay, thank you. A motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
5.10 through 5.12, Malik.
Morning, Malik.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Director.
5.10, seeking your approval for the amendment to the subrecipient agreement with the City of Williamsport for the Park Avenue Neighborhood Rental Rehabilitation Program through the 2019 fair funds. This is a time extension until December 31st, 2024.
Okay, a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
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 Hereby carried.
5.11, seeking your approval for the amendment to the agreement with the City of Williamsport for the Historic Rehabilitation Program through the 2016 fair funds, also a time extension through December 31st, 2024.
Okay. And these are coming out of 2018 fair funds?
The 5.10 is 2019, 5.11 is 2016.
Okay. All right. A motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
5.12, seeking your approval for the agreement with the ILK Family Limited Partnership in the amount of $1 million through the Housing Starts Initiative grant.
And this is the project that's down Hughesville, Wolf Township?
Yes, sir.
And how many
Units?
units, yeah,
Over 120 units, with a mix of townhomes, single-family, and duplex units.
And this was designed for infrastructure, correct?
Yes, sir.
we're excited about this project. We have allocated $2 million last year, $2 million this year going forward for the Housing Initiative Program. This came out of the ARPA meetings that we had, speaking to developers and the realtors that there was a housing shortage in the area. And the developers spoke to us about, due to the cost of goods and the infrastructure, that it was hard to make a profit going forward, and they basically, construction was stalled. If the infrastructure could get to the curb, they could get the houses done.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing here, and we're excited about 120 homes being in the East Lycoming area. It's a growth corridor, and at the same time will increase the tax basis for the county, and we're excited about this project. So, any other comments?
No, I just agree. It's $1 million. Well, you said it was they set aside $2 million.
$2 million last year,
in
$2
general.
million this year.
But it's to help jumpstart the project, but then after you get 120 units developed, that eventually will make the money back through the increased tax revenue off the property. So it's just trying to help jumpstart it. But you're right, everything Scott said was just right about. It's just more expensive for builders because everything's more expensive, and their ability to make a profit is either way less or gone without this help. So if we can help them get started, then we can all benefit in the long run. That's the theory.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Malik.
Commissioner comment.
I have two things. Number one, I mentioned a few weeks ago in our opening prayer about this being the American Red Cross Month, March being American Red Cross Month. Just a little bit about the Red Cross. They assist in helping people in natural disasters and other emergencies. There are 5 lines of service with the American Red Cross. They're disaster relief, blood services, training and certifications, service to our armed forces, and international services. And just some of the numbers that these volunteers produce. Each year, the American Red Cross collects nearly 4.5 million blood donations. It's incredible. They provide more than 540,000 services to service members, veterans and their families, and on average, nearly 6,000 people each day receive Red Cross first aid, CPR, and AED training. Every 2 seconds in the United States, someone needs blood or platelets. Every 2 seconds. Approximately 29,000 units of red blood cells are needed every day. Nearly 5,000 units of platelets and 6.500 units of plasma are needed daily. So we want to thank those volunteers that work for the Red Cross. If you're interested, please reach out to our local Red Cross. They're a fantastic agency, and what they do nationally is absolutely dire and needed. The other thing I'd like to mention is we were contacted by our conservation district this past week with some unfortunate news. We have a nature trail that sits up along the 911 building that's utilized It's off the gardens up there, the master gardeners that take care of the beautiful gardens up outside of Livestock View. And there's a nature trail that goes up alongside the building. And we have people that visit it regularly. Over the winter, we had some vandals that went up and overturned the picnic tables. Fortunately, they did not damage the picnic tables, but they did damage one thing that is irreprehensible. It's disgusting to see. I have a copy of it. We had a Girl Scout build a mushroom table, and I have a picture of it here, and he destroyed it. I've given a copy to the Sun Gazette. It's pretty low when you got to destroy property, especially when a Girl Scout makes it. Yesterday, I had the honor to attend a ribbon cutting for our Girl Scouts new center at 1770 East 3rd Street, down in the Loyal Plaza. They have a beautiful new office, beautiful new building down there. And I shared this picture with them, and they were sad to see that we have someone that lives in our area that has to resort to this kind of destruction. We asked if maybe the Girl Scout in the future could build a new mushroom table, and that we could replace it. And they said they would entertain that, and hopefully we would. But I want to bring this to the public's attention because we have vandalism in our area, which is absolutely unnecessary. But when you see it affecting things that kids built for our community to be enjoyed by all the people of our community, it's disheartening. So hopefully we can get something to replace that in the future. And I know a lot of times that we have Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. We go and honor them, especially when they get their Eagle Scout awards and the projects they do throughout the community and the different parks, the energy that they put into it and the time they put into it. They last for a long time, they last for generations. And it's exciting to see that the youth in our area that do productive things, and we want to celebrate those youth. But we have to recognize that this kind of stuff is unacceptable, and we should denounce it.
I would concur that with Commissioner Metzger. I mean, it's sad that somebody would have taken the time to destroy such a nice thing. So hopefully a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout's willing to do one of their Eagle projects and repair that or replace it, but it's sad that that had to happen.
And it's a beautiful nature trail. We encourage people to use it daily, and it's there for the public. Do we have anything else?
Yeah, I had a couple. I had one, but now I have three from the stuff that was talked about. When Mr. McMunn was here about the veterans, and he talked about the people that are struggling on their return, and you wonder, societally, I'm not old enough to remember when the veterans came back from Vietnam, but just reading and learning about it, they were not wonderfully welcomed. And you wonder historically how much that had contributed to the people who have struggled and didn't, with the PTSD, but just the unkind welcome that they got coming back to America, how much that contributed to some of the mental issues that some of the people have had. Because I think in society that is one place that we've gotten better in supporting our veterans and understanding that they don't get to pick where they go and when they go. And so anyway, that was that. As far as the birthplace of Little League, when we talked about with the complex and where the original field is, the actual first field was out behind Bowman Field, out in deep center field, kind of where Park Pizza is, and it faced Bowman Field. And there's a statue out there. So if you're ever at is it still called Memorial Park? What's the park outside Bowman Field? Okay, Memorial Park, because I know Memorial Field isn't there anymore. Yeah, but that was your field. Yeah. But there is a statue out there. In the first couple years of Little League, there was a field there, and then in 1942 there was another field over up where kind of where Lycoming Engines is, and then the third year they kind of got over to where original field is. But there is a statue out there, and there's a plaque, and it's a neat little remembrance place if you're at Bowman Field. And the last thing I had, when you mentioned Easter during the thing, this is what I wanted to bring up. Do you know how they pick when Easter is? because of all the holidays. We know when Christmas is, we know when Thanksgiving is, we know when Memorial Day is, we know when Labor Day is, we know when the 4th of July is, obviously. Easter, we know when Easter is because you pick up a calendar. And that now you pick up your phone. But do you guys know how they pick when Easter is? I never realized this till I was in church when I was probably about 40, and the pastor read it, and you realize that no one knows how they decide when Easter is. So I will tell you, it is the first Sunday after the full moon that occurs on or after the spring equinox. If that full moon falls on a Sunday, then Easter is the next Sunday.
We just had full moon.
So that's why it's this week. It's the first full moon in spring. It's the Sunday after the first full moon in spring. Unless the full moon falls on a Sunday, then it's the next Sunday. So there you go. Glad I could help you.
Thank you. Well, my grandson turns 3 on Easter this year. So my son stopped by the other day and he said, Dad, he said, the next time he has Easter celebrated on his birthday, he'll be 74.
Oh, well.
So I had to laugh because to have a holiday following your birthday is special. You know, my birthday's coming up in a few weeks. I've had to have 6 inches of snow on my birthday, and I've had it 80 degrees on my birthday. So it just depends what time of year your birthday falls on.
That's because he's had a lot of birthdays. So, there's a range there.
That's true.
That's all I got.
Nothing else?
That's it. That's all I got.
Great, thank you.
Public comment.
Yes.
I got a few things.
Yes. Yes, please.
How you doing, commissioners?
Good
morning.
I just had one question regarding the ball field, and this could also be Jason if he would answer as well. The 22 million was how much it was going to be altogether, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the majority of the funds coming from for that? I know the multiple millions were put in place.
We have received somewhere in the neighborhood of $5.7, $5.9 million from the state from various grant programs.
Okay.
In addition to that, as I noted, the Visitors Bureau is going to be taking on debt service, so it will be picking up whatever is not. I will also make an opportunity for anybody who's listening. We are also soliciting naming rights for fields and other things at the facility. So anybody who wants to put some money towards the project, please see me.
Thank you.
Yep.
And another question for that, when is the proposed start of construction?
As I noted, it was sometime in June.
Okay, I wasn't sure that was going to be finishing or not. Okay.
Yep.
That's it for that. And I just had any question regarding the housing of the historic rehabilitation program. Where exactly is that going to be at? You mentioned East Lycoming. Where exactly?
It's actually down Wolf Township.
Wolf Township.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it all going to be like conjoined units, all in similar areas?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be in the same vicinity.
Okay. That's all I had.
It'll be multiple. It'll be townhouses,
Single family.
single family homes.
Well, that wasn't the historic. Did you say the historic?
Yeah, I might have.
The historic's in Williamsport. The ILK
Ah, okay.
is down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment? Okay, we ask you to please keep your comments brief and to county issues. Thank you.
Morning, Tom Adams, Williamsport. In light of Easter, and it goes by the Jewish calendar, so that's why it's a little different. It's hard to keep up, on our calendar. And they run on a different time scale as far as their, religious holidays and stuff. So it's pretty interesting. If you ever hear Jonathan Kahn, you can find him on YouTube. He's a Messianic pastor, and he just one of those guys that just does a lot of study and just has brings a lot of how the Old Testament, New Testament combine together and just bring a lot of that stuff out. And in light of Easter, since this is wasn't for Easter, we wouldn't have the United States of America. There wouldn't be liberty and freedom, at least a chance for it and a fight for it across the world. And when people take the context of God and knowing Him out of context, that's when you have the problems, racism and people claiming maybe they're doing things in the name of God when they're really not, because they don't really get to know Him. Isaiah 6:6 says, I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. So He doesn't want our religious services so much, but He wants us to know Him, and to know if we disagree with people, we're not out to chop their heads off. We want to have mercy and extend a hand of, try to reconcile differences and hope, we can make some headway, and also to see maybe we have some error too in our thoughts, and that's what's important. That's the birth of America. That's the ideas. But I did want to say that I think it's been a long time coming for these ball fields. This complex sounds great. How long will that take, do you think?
Well, with any construction project,
Yeah.
there's always those variables. The
Right.
goal is to have them playable next spring.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's doable. As you see the high school, they're using their fields now. Quite a sight. But one thing did want to mention too, the LERTA, and you hear people complain about these LERTAs, and I'll tell you, I just think they're not really thinking when they complain about them, because if you don't have the offer of those things, it really makes it difficult for people who want to invest and build up the community and build up properties, and that's just something I think it's just a great thing to do, and it's just a win situation, I think. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment this time? Okay, do we have any online?
None online.
Okay. And our next, we've completed our agenda, so our next meeting will be Thursday, April 4th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, before y'all run off, let's go to Vietnam. Don't know if you